Hey guys, it's Sarah and today's video is going to be my project pan update for September. I'm going to be sharing with you all of the progress that I made over the last month. This is my project 10 pan that I'm doing throughout 2020. It's a year-long project pan and it is a rolling style project pan. So once I use something up, I will roll something in its place. And this month I actually did use one product up. It's actually one of the products that I rolled in just last month. So that went by actually a lot quicker than I expected. So I will be rolling one new thing in its place and I'll share what that is at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get into the progress. Lots of good progress this month. Nothing super exciting, but I feel like I just made some good steady progress on every single product. So the first product that has been hanging around with us since the very beginning of this project pan is the Balm Shelter Tinted Moisturizer. This is getting so close. I mean, do you guys see how almost empty this looks? I would really like to finish this by my next update. I think I can do it. I have not gotten to the point where I need to cut it open yet. I'm still able to squeeze out product, but it is getting so close. I definitely think that I will be cutting it open this month, and I really would just like to finish it once and for all and move it out of my collection. I feel like I have a lot of foundations in my collection, more than I need to have at one time, so I would love to just get this done. So wish me luck on that. Next, I have the Jordana contour stick. This has been in the project, I think, for the last 2 months. And this month, I actually did make a little bit more visible progress than I did last month. I'd said in my last update that I felt like I'd used it so much. And then when I went to mark it on my little paper, I felt like there was almost no visible progress. But this time there is a little bit more that you can see, so definitely will take a while, I think, to actually finish this. I probably won't have this done by the end of the year, but that's okay. I just want to see some more progress on it and eventually use it up. I know, cream products can go bad a little bit more quickly than powder products, so that is why I'm trying to focus on it. I actually used this 22 times this month, which is a lot. That is 6 more times than I used it last month, so that is probably why we saw a little bit more progress this time. And just to explain that, if you are new to my project pans, I do track my uses just to keep myself accountable, and I like to set a goal for how many times I want to use each product in a month. So for example, the tinted moisturizer, my goal was to use it 10 times in August, and I used it 12 times. So the goal is just kind of there to make sure that I am actually using it and seeing progress every month. And the way that I track it is I keep my list of project pan items on a notebook, and I'll just have this in front of me while I'm getting ready. And once I'm done with my full face, I'll just kind of go through and mark whichever products I used that day. And yeah, it's a pretty simple system, but I feel like it really does help me stay on track. Next, I have another cream stick product. This is the Ulta highlighting stick in Pixie Dust. This is also taking a while to see any progress on. I used this 12 times this month, whereas the Jordana stick I used 22 times. I basically used the Jordana stick every single time I did my makeup, but I feel like I do see progress a little bit faster with this one just because I will actually apply it onto my brush, whereas with the Ulta highlighting stick I will kind of take it on my finger, so I feel like that doesn't wear it down quite as quickly, which is fine, but I think that's why progress is a little faster on this guy. But despite that, I did make a little bit more progress on this highlighting stick than I did last month as well, so I think I'm kind of getting into a groove with these two, and it's really easy to use these two products with pretty much any look that I do, because with the highlighting stick I can always layer a powder highlight on top of it, or I can apply it underneath my foundation to have like a little bit more of a subtle glow. There's a lot of different ways I can use this, so that is how both of those are going. With the Jordana stick, when I have it twisted all the way down, it's actually no longer peeking up above the plastic, which is, I think that's a sign that, we are making some good progress there. So now for a face powder, this is the Physicians Formula Healthy Powder. I finally hit pan on this a couple of months ago, and since then it has been going pretty quickly. I was looking back at last month's photo and the pan has expanded quite a bit, and I really do feel like this is going to be pretty quick to finish up now that I do have so much pan on it. It's really kind of a thin layer of powder, so I feel like I can finish this by the end of the year. Now we only have 4 full months of the year left: September, October, November, and December, and this project does end at the end of December, so I feel like I can use this up by the end. Next, I have the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, and I have been using this a lot. It's not as drying on my skin as I thought it was gonna be. It does have alcohol in it, so I don't like to use it every single day, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's really drying my skin out too badly. Now then again, it is the summertime right now, and my skin is a little bit more oily than it is in other times of the year, so maybe it's just because of that, but I would also like to finish this by the end of the year. It's very hard to get a precise measurement of how much is in there, so this is, I'm really just guessing. I kind of held a flashlight to kind of see where it was, and I feel like I only have about a third left, and it's feeling like it's getting pretty low, so I feel like this is another thing that I could realistically use up by the end of 2020. This product I rolled in last month, and it's the Supergoop Glowscreen. I just have the mini 0.5 fluid ounce size, and last month I had about half of it left. This month I am getting really close to being done with it. I actually think that this can be done for sure by my next update, because it's almost getting too hard to squeeze anything out. So probably within the next week or two I will cut this open, and I'm sure there will be a ton left once I cut it open, but this I think can definitely be done by my October update, so that is exciting. So last month I rolled in my Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Eyeshadow Quad. This was in my project pan in 2019. In 2019 I think it was in my project for probably about 6 months or so, and I did hit pan on all 4 shades in 2019. So now my goal is to completely use up this quad. I think I can do it. Looking at the picture from last month, I actually really did expand the pan on all 4 of these, especially on the transition shade. That one is going really well, but I can actually see visible progress on all 4 shades, so really excited about that. I don't think I can finish this entirely by the end of the year, but I think I can really start to see a lot more progress. I feel like I could maybe finish up the eyelid shade. That is a very soft shimmer shade, so I think that's possible. I mean, if you look at it, there's really not a whole lot left in there, so that is going really well. My goal has just been to use each shade 5 times. I did meet that goal on all 4 shades this past month. Actually, I used the Brow Bone shade 12 times, which is way more than I thought I would, but it's just a very easy shade to incorporate in any look. I just kind of dust it on my brow bone for a little bit of a highlight, and I like having this in my project pan because it's a really easy product to pair with pretty much any eye look. It's basically like 4 staple shades. So if I'm using, even if I'm doing a more colorful eye look, I can usually use at least one of these shades to kind of ground the look. So the product that I did finish this month was the Ordinary Buffet Serum. I had rolled this in last month and I had about that much left, and there is, I think there's about 1 use left in here that I'll have to kind of scrape out. I may have to use a spatula to get it out because I can't reach it with the dropper, but there is barely anything left in there, so I'm going to go ahead and call this done. So I will be rolling a new makeup product in its place at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, the only product this month that I did not meet my usage goal on was the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous Eyeshadow, and I think that was probably because I also just kicked off a 1 month 1 palette series at the beginning of August, and so I was really focused on using that palette a lot, and this shadow didn't really go that well with the palette. It was the ColourPop Miss Bliss palette. I did use it with that palette once, so I only used this 3 times instead of 5 times. So for September, I said my goal would just be to use it 3 times, just because now I do have the 1 month 1 palette series, and then I also have the Wet n Wild Quad, so lots of different eyeshadows that I'm focusing on. So I decided to kind of loosen up my goal just a little bit, but this is getting so close. This I would also like to really be done with by the end of the year. I mean, it's so close. I feel like it would be silly to carry this into 2021, especially because I've had this for like 5 years. Which is crazy. So we need to finish this. Hopefully I'll use it more than 3 times in September, just to kind of start speeding up the progress a little bit. But yeah, let's get this done. And finally, I have a lipstick. This is the Red Apple lipstick in Beachside. I also saw about the same amount of progress this month on this as I did the month before. You know, there really is not a whole lot left. I have it twisted all the way up, and that's all that's left. So this I also want to finish by the end of the year. I think I can do it. I have realized I don't think I love using this formula on my cheeks as a blush, just because it is a very, very slippery formula. like borderline glossy. And also the one time I used it, I did break out on my cheeks like a couple days later, and so I was suspicious that it might have been this that broke me out, but I'm not sure. That's the thing with using lipsticks on my cheeks. I'm always a little scared to use them on my cheeks because I am afraid they'll break me out. So I might just stick to using this on my lips, I think. Normally I like to use lipsticks as cream blush in project pans because it does help you see progress a lot faster, and usually they work really well as a cream blush, but I just think this might not be the best formula for that. Alright, so now to introduce the product that I'll be rolling in place of the Ordinary Buffet serum that I finished. So I decided to roll in a makeup product for this, and I decided to go with a blush. I haven't had a blush in my project pan, I think this entire year, is that right? Yeah, I don't think I have had a blush in my project pan since 2019. In 2019, I actually did use up a blush. It was that Lauren Brooke Cosmetics blush. So the one I'm gonna be rolling in is the Wet n Wild blush in Rosé Champagne. This was also in my 2019 project pan for a long time. And you can see there's already a lot of pan showing on this. I've actually been using this a lot over the past few days. I'm wearing it today. And I'm realizing, you know, I really like this blush. It's a very, I guess kind of like a dusty peach. It's very easy to pull off. It really goes with a lot of different looks. And even though I've been in a cream blush mood lately, I can kind of feel myself transitioning now more into powder blushes. I go in and out of those phases. And while I'm sure I'll still be using a lot of cream blush because I just love cream blush, this is also something I can easily layer over a cream blush. Very neutral, very complementary to a lot of different looks. So I don't think that'll be too hard, and the pan is already so big that I definitely don't think I can finish this by the end of the year, but I would like to just see a lot more progress on it. So that's my project pan update for September. I can't believe we're getting so close to the end of the year. I'm so excited for fall and fall makeup looks. It's my favorite time of year for makeup. If you are hungry for more project pan videos, I did just recently kick off a skincare project pan that is just gonna be going until the end of the year. So it's kind of a shorter term project, but I'm wanting to just move some of my skincare products out of my collection. I have somehow accumulated a lot more skincare this year than I meant to, so that's going on as well. If you want to check that out, I'll link it below. I'll also link all of my previous 2020 project pan updates down below in case you've missed any, if you want to catch up or just binge watch. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you again soon, and hopefully I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!